Woo-wee, what's going on YouTube? Petting the cat. It's Donnie B all day. What's going on? So I just got an announcement, or like one of those little things that says, hey, I guess it's an announcement, saying you got something in the mailbox. So I went and checked. And it's this. It is the S-Tec, S-Tec, it's written down, the S-Tec T22010. So T22010. It is the black G10 fixed knife, blah, blah, blah. We're looking at an overall length. It's not like I'm ignoring you guys. It's literally written right there. It's an overall length of 12 inches with a 7-inch satin finished double-edged 8CR13 MOV blade, black textured G10 handle, full tang lanyard, black nylon sheath, All right, so it's not a nylon sheath, it's a Kydex sheath. Better than nylon sheath. And it is a textured G10. And it is the 8CR13 MOV. It is made in China. Is it satin finished? It's kind of hard to tell. Kind of hard to tell because it had the what do you call it on there? Let's see how satin finished this satin finished blade is, because it looked polished to me, but I guess it's satin. It's pretty satin. It's not mirror polished. It is S-Tec. It's a Chinese made blade. And let's go over this thing real quick. One of the things I noticed first was these octagonal guards here. Guards on a double-edged blade are so extremely important because that happens and that is not fun. What it has though, it has these two holes here, and then it has a not just a lanyard hole but a strap hole you can use it for, and I guarantee you'd be able to use that as a bottle opener. But what these mean to me is mounting. You would be able to mount this to use as a spear, which would be perfect for defending yourself against boar, bear, mountain lion, things like that. Where you'd want to defend yourself from a distance. So I do like the mounting holes when you're talking about a throwing knife. Being able to make it into a spear is really good. Seeing as how they have Chicago screws that looks like a little star right there. It's a really small star. I'm not sure what size that would be. Maybe a 6. Who knows? But they're really small. But you can take those off. So if you planned on using it as your spear / thrower, you don't need your scales on there, and you'd be able to do just fine with that. If you planned on using it for any other thing, like a combat defensive knife, then having the scales on there works, and you don't need to really put it on a spear. That's more of a woodland defense or hunting deal right there. And it would be really nice. You take a staff and you can cut it and then tie it all down and lace it all up. That would work really well. And if you have if you're smart and you go to the woods and you bring a roll of like duct tape, then what you do is you cut a piece of wood, you split it, baton it just far enough to be able to stick that on. What will happen is the wedge the wedge of the wood will start to split. And to keep it from cracking all the way, what you do is after you use your tie downs, you'd use these two. And first you'd make a little notch in the wood before you stuck your knife in there. You tie it down, and then you take your duct tape, and you wind it as hard as possible at the tip of the wood, and that'll keep it from splitting all the way down. Now you have a hunting spear. If you don't bring tape because you didn't plan on a long hike or camp, then what you do is you can just wrap it with anything you have, reed, or if you have some TA 550 cord, anything like that would work. But besides the point, the knife. It has fullers, it's double-edged, it feels pretty sharp. It doesn't feel like the most solid beast in the world. It's really light, and it feels like a double hollow grind, which is something that you're not going to want to chop with. This would definitely be a this way knife, not a this way knife, unless you're talking about slashing something soft. Bigfoot. Otherwise, the scales have a near cheap feel to them, and they're undersized. They're very small, so you guys with medium hands Just small hands would love this thing. For me, it's a little bit tiny in the grip, but for what it could be used for, that might not matter. If I decide to put this into my throwing knives bin, where it's just a bunch of stuff I pick up and throw randomly when I feel like throwing stuff, then I really would not care about the girth or lack thereof in the handle. As far as balance, it is definitely balanced more to a throwing knife than a utility knife. Let's check it out properly. I have the SE Zancudo in my pocket today. If you know the SE Avispa, this is just the little brother. Awesome. All right, so let's see. We'll try to get you guys in here. Let's find the exact point of balance. And it's going, it might slip. Oh, it might slip. But it's going to be right around there. All right, so that's the point of balance. It's just before that front lug. You take off the scales, that's going to change, obviously. But for what it is, this is how it's sold. That's the way it comes. And that's putting this back in my pocket. I'm struggling. All right, so, I mean, there's not much to talk about. So let's go wing it. Let's go wing it. All right, so first things first, the thing is properly sharp. It feels that way anyway. So rather than just obviously wing it, let's knife it first. We want to make sure that the knife is a knife beyond just the knife being something that you can throw and stick into stuff like that. All right, so first try, imagine that. All right, so let's get you guys at a good position here. That actually stuck in really well. Let's do some 4-foot drops. Boop. It drops perfectly straight. It is double hollow, so it's gonna bite really well. So let's try and figure that out with some hard downwards. See if this tip is gonna damage it all. If there's gonna be any bending from the wah wah wah, or if there's gonna be any scale loosening, and there was not, I wonder, just wonder. Probably gonna kill myself. Oh, all right. So it's good. It's sharp enough to where you can throw it into a broken gill Hibben knife. Forgot this thing was in there. I should probably do something with that. It's sharp enough to where you can actually throw it into a tire. So that's good if you've got that ex-girlfriend, boyfriend that you absolutely hate and you really want to destroy their tire, but you don't want to get caught, so you have to do it from a distance. Okay, so don't do that, guys. That's not very nice. All right, so let's try the 1/2-inch nylon rope. We're going to do a push test. And I'll tell you what, with just a slight piece of movement there, that worked out pretty well. It's pretty sharp. Extension cord, let's see if the edge is going to take any dinging from the metals. Boop. Cut nice and clean all the way through. And the edge is good. The edge is good. Not too bad. You know, we can figure out. Let's see. We got a piece of this over here. So, let's see. If you happen to be walking through the woods, you get stuck in the woods, and all you have is your throwing knife. Wow, this makes some really nice feathers. Are you going to be able to, wow, that was a deep one. Are you going to be able to, wow, these are really wide. So I'm able to not just feather, but they're like an inch wide. That's pretty insane. That was nice. Let's do some pulls. And I'm going to, even though it's double-edged, I'm going to go with a side grip because it has a fuller. That gives me a place to put my hands, right? And we will see if we can get some nice curlies. Oh, and we can. Woo, there's like pubes right here. These are so curly. All right. Yeah, so as the way the edge is, being able to, I dropped a few, but you'll see them on there. Being able to get things like that out of it, that's going to be a very easy task. Let's see, it's hollow grind. So remember, if you're chopping with a hollow grind, make sure the knife comes out the same way it went in, because if you chop down into wood with a hollow grind and then move the knife to get it out, there's a good chance you chip your edge or just break the knife, and you don't want to do that. So use a hollow grind properly. Here I am with like a throwing knife, chopping and telling you to use a knife properly, but you understand what I mean. Hup. All right, let's see. Dogs are in the yard. This thing is a carving beast for a throwing knife. Wow. Holy Moses. All right, so as far as that's concerned, you're going to be able to you're going to be able to use this as a knife. So something like this. Now, this is like a very inexpensive piece too. This is one of those budget blades. I think it's in the $30 range, 25, 30 bucks range. And so far, what I found out of it, it's a knife. It knifes. Now, we're not going to be doing any batoning because it's double-edged and it would be kind of pointless. But we are going to do, let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 8 layers of leather here. Let's see what we can do. Bah! You gotta be kidding. Yeah, it's double everything. Every piece is a double layer of leather. Every single layer. That made very short work of that. I was not expecting that. All right, so that's pretty good. Got both dogs. Gotta keep checking that. Let's see. We got 2 pieces of leather here. And shave. Is it shave sharp after being abused? Ooh, I got some hairs coming off of there. Ooh, all right. Here we go, S-Tec. Look at, I hope you guys can see that. But yeah, there's some more hairs on there. Not so bad. So it definitely comes sharp. It definitely comes with the ability to knife. And this is going to be a short video because, you know, it's not a full do everything with it knife. And I'm not going to take it out and chop with it because that would just kind of be idiotic. But what I am going to do, I know that would be idiotic. Like, I don't do idiotic things. It's half my life. All right, so let's see. Let's see. Cha. I'm going to try a half spin with it. First try. All right. Not only did that fly dead straight, land dead straight, but it got some really good bite. Some really good bite. Uh-oh. That one hit the tip. But hit the tip like this, a little too heavy. A little too heavy. Let's try that again. Look at that. Look at that. Let's see, with all that wobbling, we're going to test to see if this has any kind of strength. Uh-oh. With all that missing, we're going to test. Put a nice cut in here. Obviously, I hit some kind of edge because it put a nice line in there. So far, it doesn't look like I have any bends. Man, that is glorious. Now, I'm only throwing it at about 4 yards, which is still pretty good. It's stuck in the ground, which is still pretty good. And I'm throwing, remember, my target is on the ground, and I'm 6'3", so I'm throwing downward. So this is my angle of throw through the air. It's going that way. So I'm throwing it from up here too, right? I'm not throwing it from I'm not doing this. I'm throwing it from overhead. So 4 yards overhead, and that happens. That's pretty good. Now what I want to do is I want to find out if I can do a nose spin, but I have these little guards right here at the pommel, so that might be a little tough. So what I'm gonna do is hold it sideways. It bounced back 3.5 yards. All right, so that kind of worked. You could see it was really turning. It wanted to turn, and I do have a bend. That one did it. See that? So what happened was, double hollow grind, it hit and it went woo, 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 and that woo, woo, woo gave it a little bend. Here's the test. Without breaking the tip, we want to see if we can bend it back. And I still have a bend. You know, if I did it too hard, it would just snap it. Especially after it bends once, it would snap it. And I don't want to do that because I want to throw this some more because I like throwing it. So what I'm going to do is just gently pry. And see, it's still got a bend in it. So what I might have to do is just rubber mallet it later. Or take a piece of wood like this, lay it down like this, and see if I can't straighten it out. So if you're thinking about buying one, understand that it's not going to be the best heat treat or the strongest knife in the world. If this is something that you had an interest in, maybe you saw on eBay, and you're really wondering, man, is this knife going to be worth owning? I mean, if you throw it straight every time and it doesn't have a wobble, then sure, why not? Let's try. Oh man, that one hit hard. That one hit hard. Didn't break. The tip's not 100% straight, but it's straighter. There we go. There we go. I'm wondering if just natural boiling is going to straighten it out even more. It's pretty close. Now I'm going to back up and go for a full spin. Oh, I don't know how that hit. I don't know how that hit, but it looked like it did this. It's hard throwing to the ground from far away, especially now that I'm backing up. Oh, I see how it's hitting. Oh, look at this. I don't know if you guys can see. Well, there's a huge line right here, which means I'm hitting it dead sideways. So that means it's coming around and it's going almost far enough, which means I have to back up even a little bit more. See that? See that? I just gave that a full 5 yards. Boom. Walk back a little bit more. Bam, look at I just caught this one. I just caught this one. Look at that. So that's pretty good. I backed up. I'm able to get a full spin. I'm able to get half spin. And I was able to throw it from a no spin, which still spun halfway anyway. The problem is, of course, that we caught a bend. When I say we, I mean me, because you did nothing wrong. I'm the idiot. So that's what, not even the idiot, actually, I have to say. I didn't really do anything wrong this time. But you can see that it's straightened out a little bit, but it's still a little bit bent. Does it make it bad? No, I guarantee you, if I lash this to a stick and I stood up on a thing and a boar came down below me, my knee is right below. I was waiting for it to skid mark and just hit me. But if I come down with a stick and hit some game, it's going to work. Or if I just want to throw it like I'm doing now and just boop, keep going, the thing is going to do this all day long. I mean, I can literally back up and just keep getting hits all day, and this is how it's going to stick. So it's not that bad, but I'm not going to lie to you, it's because of the bend, it's not that good. So where it lacks strength, and I have to say that the grind isn't exactly straight, but I don't know, it is what it is. For 30 bucks, you get a knife that's sharp, that's not too strong, but flies nice. So take it or leave it. I mean, that's what you get. I mean, is there anything else I can say about it? Not really. It's an S-Tec budget blade that flies through the air. So, well, I guess that's it. I am Donnie B all day. Until next knife.